I never thought I'd be sitting here at 32, staring at divorce papers and wondering how 4 years of marriage could crumble so quickly. They say hindsight is 20/20, but even now, looking back at everything that happened with Olivia, I'm not sure I could have seen it coming. We were perfect together. Or so I thought. Olivia was this vibrant force of nature, with wild copper hair and emerald eyes that crinkled when she laughed. When we first met at a mutual friend's barbecue, she had sauce on her chin and didn't even care. That's what drew me to her, this effortless authenticity that made everyone around her feel at ease. Our wedding was small but perfect. She wore a vintage dress that belonged to her grandmother, and we danced to Van Morrison's Into the Mystic under string lights in her parents' backyard. I remember thinking, this is it. This is my forever. For 3 years, we were unstoppable. We had our routines: Sunday morning pancakes, weekly movie nights, surprise lunch dates at her office. I supported her career as an accountant, and she cheered me on through my promotions at the software company. We were a team, partners in the truest sense. The changes started subtly in early 2022. Olivia's company underwent a massive restructuring, and suddenly, she was doing the work of 3 people. I'd come home to find her hunched over her laptop at midnight, that empty coffee cups scattered around like fallen soldiers. "I'm fine," she'd say, but the dark circles under her eyes told a different story. Her smile became rare, her laughter even rarer. The vibrant woman I married was fading, replaced by someone who moved through life like a ghost. I recognized the signs because I'd been there myself before we met. Depression had nearly derailed my life in my mid-20s, but the gym had been my salvation. The routine, the endorphins, the tangible progress, it had pulled me back from the edge. "Why don't you try coming to the gym with me?" I suggested one morning over coffee. "It helped me when I was struggling. Maybe it could help you too." At first, she resisted. "I barely have energy to work, Marcus. How am I supposed to exercise?" But eventually, she agreed. Those first few weeks were promising. We'd go together 3 times a week, and I saw glimpses of the old Olivia returning. She'd laugh when she couldn't figure out the machines, celebrate small victories when she increased her weights. Then my company landed a major client. Suddenly, my schedule became unpredictable. Late nights, early mornings, weekend emergencies. I couldn't maintain our gym routine, but Olivia, she kept going. In fact, she started going more. The transformation was remarkable, but unsettling. Within months, she wasn't just healthier, she was different. Her body changed, yes, but so did her attitude. The confidence was intoxicating at first. She stood taller, smiled more, bought new clothes that showed off her toned figure. "You look amazing," I told her one night as she got ready for a work event. She barely glanced at me. "I know." That's when I started noticing other changes. She was going out more, always with her new gym friends. Dinner plans with me were canceled last minute. Our Sunday pancakes became solo breakfasts as she headed to morning workout sessions. The house started showing signs of neglect. Dishes piled up in the sink, her dishes, from her protein shakes and meal prep containers. The laundry basket overflowed with her workout clothes. When I brought it up, she'd wave it off. "I'm busy living my best life," she'd say with a laugh that didn't quite reach her eyes. "The dishes can wait." The breaking point came at Dave and Sarah's housewarming party. Dave was my college roommate, and we'd spent countless double dates with them over the years. But that night, Olivia was like a stranger. She barely acknowledged me, spending the entire evening chatting with Ryan, a personal trainer from her gym. I watched as she touched his arm, laughed at his jokes, leaned in close to whisper something in his ear. Each gesture was like a knife in my gut. When we got home, I couldn't hold it in anymore. "What's going on with you?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. "You've been acting different, distant, and tonight, with Ryan." She rolled her eyes. "Oh my God, Marcus, are you seriously this insecure? We were just talking." "It's not about Ryan specifically, it's about us. You're different. We barely spend time together anymore. Maybe we should try counseling?" That's when she laughed, a cold, harsh sound I'd never heard from her before. "Counseling? For what?" "Because you can't handle that. I'm finally becoming the best version of myself." "The best version of yourself doesn't ignore her marriage," I countered. Her face hardened. "You want to know the truth? I settled for you, Marcus. I was in a different place then, insecure and afraid of being alone. But now I know I can do so much better. The words hit me like physical blows. This wasn't my Olivia. The woman who'd cried during our vows, who'd nursed me through a terrible flu last winter, who'd always said we were soulmates. She wouldn't say these things. A month later, she filed for divorce. No warning, no discussion. Just papers delivered to my office by a courier. She moved out while I was at work, taking only her clothes and personal items. Our shared life reduced to empty closet space and a note on the kitchen counter. I'm staying with Sarah. My lawyer will be in touch. The divorce process was surprisingly quick. No kids, no joint property since the house was in my mother's name. We divided our bank accounts, split our shared belongings through our lawyers. She didn't fight for anything, didn't even want the wedding album. My family rallied around me. Mom brought over casseroles like I was grieving a death. And in a way, I was. My sister Jenny came by every weekend, making sure I wasn't drinking too much or letting the house fall apart. You're better off, they'd say. She changed. She's not the same person anymore. They were right, but it didn't make it hurt less. Then, last week, everything shifted again. My phone lit up at 2 a.m. with her name, the first direct contact in months. Marcus? Her voice was thick with tears. I'm so sorry. I made a horrible mistake. I miss you so much. Then, last week, everything shifted again. My phone lit up at 2 a.m. with her name, the first direct contact in months. Marcus? Her voice was thick with tears. I'm so sorry. I made a horrible mistake. I need to tell you something. She kept talking, words tumbling out between sobs. The truth was worse than I imagined. Ryan, the trainer, wasn't just sleeping with other clients. He was running an underground roid ring through the gym. Olivia had gotten caught up in it, starting with harmless supplements that turned out to be illegal performance enhancers. The rapid physical transformation, the personality changes, the aggression, it all made sense now. But that wasn't even the worst part. Through tears, she revealed that she and Ryan had been blackmailing wealthy gym members who were also buying his stuff. They had audio, videos, photos, the works. The money they gained had been funding her lavish new lifestyle. The designer workout clothes, the expensive supplements, the frequent fitness retreats that were actually drug runs. Ryan's been arrested, she choked out. The police are investigating everyone involved. I might be facing charges. I didn't know how deep I was getting into this. I threw everything away for what? To become a criminal? The woman I married had not only abandoned our marriage, but had descended into a world of drugs, extortion, and crime. The fitness transformation had been a front for something much darker. Please, she begged. I need help. My parents can't know about this. I have nowhere else to turn. She kept talking, words tumbling out between sobs, about how she'd gotten caught up in the attention, the excitement of her transformation. What's worse, she also let it slip that Ryan had been sleeping around with a few of his clients. I threw away everything that mattered, she cried. Please, can we talk? In person? I want to make things right. Part of me wanted to yell, to demand where this revelation was months ago. Part of me wanted to comfort her, to say we could work it out. But mostly, I felt nothing. The numbness that had been my companion through the divorce process remained. It's too late, Olivia, I said quietly. You made your choice. She's been texting and calling since then. Her parents reached out too, asking me to reconsider. Even Sarah, who'd given her a place to stay during the divorce, called to say Olivia was truly sorry, truly changed. Did Olivia not know about her underground activities? My goodness. But I keep thinking about that laugh in our kitchen, the cruel dismissal of our marriage, the cold efficiency with which she excised me from her life. Some things, once broken, can't be fixed. Yesterday, I finally blocked her number. Jenny helped me pack up the last of Olivia's things that she'd left behind. Some books, old photos, the card she gave me on our last anniversary. It's all going to Goodwill. I'm not angry anymore. I'm not even sad, really. Just disappointed. In her, in us, in how easily 4 years of love could be undone by 6 months of change. Maybe someday I'll understand it better. Maybe someday I'll even be grateful for the lesson. But for now, I'm focusing on healing. I've started going to therapy, picked up guitar again, something I'd always wanted to learn but never made time for. I'm learning to cook proper meals instead of relying on takeout. Small steps toward whatever comes next. The gym? I found a new one, obviously. Some places carry too many memories to revisit. They say when one door closes, another opens. I'm not looking for that other door yet, but at least I'm no longer staring like a goof at the one that closed behind her.